Have you ever imagined dating your anime crush in real life? Well, I hope your crush isn't from Jujutsu Kaisen because these men are toxic. Like, look at Gojo. Born with the 6 eyes, gifted with advanced perception, yet he still can't see how good you are. Your affection would almost certainly be one-sided with this playboy. He's more likely to brag about his own prowess or his exceptional peers than to shower you with the affection you deserve. But don't get the wrong idea, you are enough. More than enough. Just not enough for Gojo. He's the type of guy who'd treat you like a queen for like a week and then break up with you over text. The worst part is, you can't even call him out in his arrogance because he literally is that guy. His existence alone keeps the Jujutsu world in check. It's enough to make anyone feel a little bit inferior. But don't feel too bad because you're dodging a full-fledged man-child. Gojo is the type of guy to show up late to every date you plan, bug you to the point of insanity, and send unsolicited dick pics. Disgusting. And last but certainly not least, his power literally prevents you from getting close to him. If that's not a metaphor for being closed off, I don't know what is. All in all, Gojo may look like the full package, but you can't let his dreamy blue eyes distract you from his glaring red flags. But let's say you're still held up on him. I mean, he's hot, I get it. Maybe we can fight toxicity with toxicity and date his best friend, Geto. But I warn you, it's better that you don't. Geto's charm is undeniable, but his sweet words hide a manipulative nature. He's the type of guy who knows exactly what to say to make you feel special, but trust me, his intentions are often self-serving. And don't get me started on his worldviews. Geto is essentially hot Voldemort. He refers to humans who can't use sorcery as monkeys in the same way that Voldemort deems non-magic users muggles, and they both wish to rid the world of their kind. But he used to be such a nice guy, maybe I can fix him. Listen, this is Geto before murder, and this is Geto after murder. As far as he's concerned, the only thing that needs fixing is you. Speaking of change, you should probably stay away from Mahito. Just to make it very clear, let's list the pros and cons of dating a pretty sociopath. Mahito is the kind of guy that'll be nice to you for like a week before his true colors start to show.
He has pretty eyelashes.
He love bombs you to make you feel good and safe, but it's all a means to manipulate you emotionally and psychologically.
His smile is beautiful.
He's a sociopath who lacks empathy yet understands the human condition enough to use it to his advantage.
He's just a silly little goofball.
He'll become your support system and shatter it when he sees fit.
He can change form into anything you want.
Smash, next character. Toji. Oh god. He's the worst kind of toxic because he's also the best kind of toxic. You are very aware of this man's flaws, but you don't care one bit now, do you? All of your friends have told you he's bad news, but they also want to know all the dirty little secrets of your relationship. And it's no wonder. With Toji's snatched, perfectly sculpted frame, he's a hot commodity. Not to mention, he gives off the bad boy vibes you read about in those steamy romance novels, except it's anime and he's a murderer and... Okay, not the best comparison, but I think you know what I mean. He's the typical I can fix him kind of guy who treats everyone like trash but has a soft spot for you and you alone, which is exemplified by his relationship with Megumi's mom. But you can't get caught up in that fantasy. You're not his baby mama, and trust me, you don't want to be. Toji is probably hooking up with girls like it's a nightly side quest, and do you really want to date a guy who knocks you up, leaves to get milk, and then never comes back? Yes. Ugh. Toji would rather die than pay that child support. And speaking of, let's talk about Megumi. To be honest, Megumi's a pretty cool guy, but he can be a little dramatic sometimes. The most minor inconveniences can bring Megumi to the greatest extremes. Think about it. You're not quite ready when he picks you up for dinner. Someone cuts him off on the road while driving to the restaurant. The waiter brings the wrong order. Do you really want to deal with that behavior? But hey, maybe you can go for Yuji. Please don't. There's nothing inherently toxic about Yuji. It's a little more indirect than that. You see, Yuji is a black cat. He's what you get when you open an umbrella indoors, break a mirror, or leave your chopstick sticking straight up in a rice bowl. By no fault of his own, Yuji attracts the worst situations. For most people, bad luck comes in the form of your car breaking down or something, but with Yuji, bad luck might mean literally exploding. If you know, you know. And most of this bad luck comes due to the fact that he has a literal maniac living inside of him. Sukuna. He's like a boiling hot cup of coffee. Hot as hell, dangerously addictive, and will hurt you if you put your lips on it. Sukuna's personality is an accumulation of the worst traits you can imagine. Quoted directly from his wiki, Sukuna is selfish, cold-hearted, immoral, and exceptionally sadistic. Quoted from the comments section of a Sukuna TikTok. Sukuna, just the tip. Have we learned nothing? I'm just gonna say it straight up because sometimes you need to hear the hard truth. Sukuna will never love you. The only time Sukuna shows interest in someone is when he wants their body. But do you really want to give up your body to someone like Sukuna? No, you're stronger than this. Yes. If you date Sukuna, he'll never see you as an equal. He'll force you to do his bidding without any thanks. He'll treat you like a worm because that's what he considers you. And to each their own, but I would much rather be Toji's worm. When all is said and done, Sukuna is the king and you're a lowly peasant. And no, not in a kinky roleplay kind of way. This dynamic is toxic and you deserve so much better. For example, let's talk about Nanami. He's the perfect mix of I'll have your daughter home by 9 and your daughter calls me daddy too. Find a man who can do both. Nanami is strong, good-looking, and responsible. He'll protect you from danger, help you make rational decisions in times of turmoil, and he possesses a sense of maturity that the other characters on this list lack. But remember, no one is perfect. Nanami might seem a little emotionally detached at times due to his demeanor, which can make you question his feelings for you. But it's nothing a conversation can't fix, right? Well, good luck finding time to talk to him because Nanami is a bit of a workaholic. You have to admire his drive, but he might burn himself out due to his commitment to work. So you have to make sure he takes some time for himself and for your relationship. May I suggest a trip to Malaysia? Please, take him to Malaysia. One last thing, you can't be too sensitive when you date someone like Nanami. He's the type who will tell you how it is, whether you like it or not. And if you're not up for that, then just date Toge. He'll never say anything bad about you. But Toge has his fair share of problems too. He's adorable and means well, but he struggles with communication. And when it comes to relationships, communication is key. I wouldn't say his cursed speech is toxic, but it's definitely an inconvenience. Even the most basic of conversations can be mentally draining. Hey Toge, what do you want for dinner tonight? We had tuna last night. Do you want something different? What's with you and fish? You just want to grab a burger or something easy? Bonito flakes are tuna. No fish. Ah! But to be fair, it apparently takes half a year to understand Toge's safe words, so if you're patient, you might be able to salvage a relationship with him. But I can't say the same for Yuta. Yuta is another example of a character who's not inherently toxic, but he comes with some pretty heavy baggage. You see, he's got a crazy ex, and the worst part is, he hasn't really let her go. Her name is Rika, and she's the jealous type. She's also the I will crush you if you hurt my Yuta type. Yeah, it's literally a hazard to date someone like Yuta while she's around, so it's best that you move on until he does. Plus, he's kind of got a thing for Maki, and I don't know about you, but in a battle of romance, I think I'd rather face Rika on this one. And with that said, let's move on to the last character on this list, Choso. If I were to describe Choso in one word, it would be overbearing. When he decides that you're connected, he will smother you with love to the point of obsession. He's the kind of guy that says, I'd kill for a girl like you, and you're not sure whether it's an expression or if you should call the cops. He'll also have a weird sixth sense for you and always know your state of being, resulting in some serious stalker vibes. And you know Choso is a hardcore astrology girl. If he saw you with another guy, he'd pierce him with his blood manipulation and say, oh my god, whoops, I am such a Scorpio. And every time you're about to break up with him, he'll pull this little move to keep you around. One might say it's another form of blood manipulation because he'll have your heart racing. But just remember, crazy with abs is still crazy. At the end of the day, the internet will continue to fawn over these fictional men. But with your newfound awareness, I'm sure you can resist the temptation and see them for the toxic lovers they are. Probably. But hey, if you're still into these guys, then check out this video and subscribe to the channel for more husbando content. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.